Hey, what's up, man? It's Sideline Store Podcast, Dallas Mavericks Chronicles, episode 3. We're gonna be talking about the Toronto Raptors today, man. Last night the Toronto Raptors they came in town to play my Dallas Mavericks, and coming into the game, I noticed that they put on the screen too that the Dallas Mavericks was basically either first or second in all 3 point categories, like like catch and shoot, a percentage of points from three, stuff like that. Um, The game started off. It had some great pace, good pace. We was up and down the floor. The Dallas Mavericks actually got off to like a 9-10 point lead. You saw Kyrie making plays for himself and others. Luka making plays for himself and others. They both got some great buckets. I know Kyrie, he put on like a mini dribbling exhibition, hit a shot off the glass. On another fast break, he had a crazy with the Derrick Jones Jr. And Luka, he made some plays for himself. He hit a three. Made some plays for others, like I said before. And it was actually a pretty good start for the Mavericks. We was hitting our threes, playing some decent defense. The Raptors, they wasn't shooting too good. I know they were shooting kind of poorly from three. Um, it wasn't a good shooting game for them. As the game went on, they caught back up. They closed the lead down, and they took the lead. And it was kind of a little dogfight in the beginning, but it's kind of where the problem began. Pascal Siakam, he started to go in the post and he started to work in the post. It was a steady diet of Pascal Siakam. OG Ananobi had a great effect on the game. I believe he ended with like 23 points, 26 points, something along those lines. Pascal had a double double. When he started the post, they found the advantage. My post concerns, points in the paint, those were my concerns coming into this game. I believe against the Charlotte Hornets, if I'm not mistaken, they had 70 points in the paint. And that's a red flag for any team. I don't care who you are. So in this game, when Pascal started the post, he saw immediate success. That along with Chris Boucher, he had like 7 points off the bench. Gary Trent Jr. he had 10 points off the bench. So the bench production was there along with Pascal Siakam. When Pascal started the post, I noticed that's when the game really started to take a turn for the worse for the Mavericks. They we had some good percentages as far as like shooting. I know we ended. I want to say like the first half. I want to say it was we had 61%. They had 42%. We ended with 55% from three. They had like 23% from three. That was 3 for 13 from three. I monitored the points in the paint. I monitored throughout the whole game. In the first quarter, the Toronto Raptors had 18 points in the paint, 32, 34, 40, 50, and 58. Mind you, Derek Lively was not active in this game. You actually saw Rashawn Holmes come in. You saw Maxi Kleber, but the problem is nobody had an answer for Pascal Siakam. You kind of saw him posting up everybody. He was going to the post very often. To be honest, I believe all of his points. It seemed like all his points did come from inside the paint. The Dallas Mavericks have a very glaring issue. Defense in general, they're not a good defensive team. What keeps us in the game is from an offensive standpoint, we're kind of prolific and like creators and like Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, Tim Wayne Hardaway Jr. coming off the bench is able to hit threes. You're seeing guys like Derrick Jones Jr. starting to find his role in the offense. It kind of went from what is Jason Kidd doing with him in the start lineup to like, oh, I can kind of see it now. I see it a little bit. He's kind of getting in rhythm because, like I said before, what you want defenders to do, you want them to be able to hit that corner three. You want them to pick their spots. Since he's athletic, he's hitting his corner threes. Also, he's running the floor. He knows when to penetrate. When like Kyrie had a beautiful play. He drove down the lane, and Derrick Jones Jr. he came from the free throw line. Kyrie was going baseline. Derrick Jones Jr. came from like the free throw line down, and Kyrie threw a no-look bounce pass, and Derrick Jones Jr. he threw it with a two-handed slam. You want to see stuff like that. So from an offensive standpoint, we can hold our own. I believe we can play with the best of them. It's just on the other end of the floor. You saw it against the Denver Nuggets with like the Michael Porter Jr.'s, the Aaron Gordons, the Nikola Jokic's. Those taller lineups we struggle with, and with this Toronto Raptors lineup, you saw with guys like Pascal, with guys like OG Ananobi. The thing with Scotty Barnes didn't have like his best game against us. So I feel like that was a good plus, but it's like Scotty Barnes went off against the Spurs. So it was like I went off here, you go off here. It was something like that. So I feel like OG Anunoby, Pascal. You saw a nice Dennis Schroeder. I feel like that's an underrated pickup. That's definitely an underrated pickup for the Lakers. I mean, not for the Lakers, but for the Raptors. Bringing in Dennis Schroeder, a veteran guard who's been like championship systems. He knows how to play. He knows how to win. So was he on that? Was he on that Lakers team? What was that? I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. But I got some stats right now. Yeah, Siakam had 31 and 12. And OG Anunoby had 26 and with 5 rebounds. Scotty Barnes ended the game with 14 points, 14 rebounds. He kind of came on in late. I don't know if I don't think Scotty Barnes had double digits going into the like, third quarter. I think he was kind of quiet, but he kind of woken up in the second half. And then the Schroeder had 18. Gary Trent Jr. had 16 points off the bench. Boucher had 10 points off the bench. Flynn had 8 points off the bench. So it was like they got good bench production along with all of that post play. So the problem is, Derek Lively, with Maxi Cleveland not being a defender, he's more of a stretch, pick and pop. The paint was it was wide open, and they scored at will. They made it look too easy. To be honest, around the third quarter, it was kind of an eyesore. I was like, because Jason Kidd, it's like he's not going to make any defensive adjustments. I believe they brought like a double team one time. I don't know if it was by design or if it just happened to go that way, but it just seemed like he didn't. He tried. He didn't. He didn't. If it was a chess match, he definitely lost. He lost that game. I feel like, um, from a defensive standpoint, you could see like the chink in the armor now. The flaws are starting to become more apparent in this team. It's like we trade everything that you do offensively. We traded with threes. We try to cover up a lot of our flaws with our elite 3-point shooting, but we got in a situation that we couldn't get out of. In the third quarter, I'm watching the game, and it's like I don't really know if we could win this game because it's like when you have something that you can go to and you got instant success, the confidence, it goes to another level. It's like the way the Raptors was playing defense with guys like OG Anunoby, with guys like Scotty Barnes, lengthy defenders. It's like we playing with so much confidence because we know when we get to the other end of the court, we got something that you have no rebuttal for it. You can't stop it. So it's like when we throw the ball to Pascal Siakam, when we give it to OG Anunoby, it's like in this post, like we got worked in the post last night. We got work, and that was Pascal Siakam. He's a good player. A lot of teams would like his services. Him and guys like OG Anunoby. So those are definitely some of the better forwards in the game, better defenders in the game. And we had no answer for him. We had no answer for him at all. And it goes to show you like the paint protection is lacking. There's no shot blocking down there, especially with Derek Lively not being down there to help contest. There's nothing down there that we could do. And the game, in my opinion, it was kind of over. I think we made a couple of runs to get it in the single digits a couple of times, but when you have something, when your success rate in certain aspects, if it's super high and we can't contest, there's nothing that you can do. You know what I'm saying? So we had no answer for Pascal. It felt like all 32 of those points came from the block or the restricted line down under. We had no answer for that. And I want to monitor this because I feel like this is something that we're going to have to address. If we want to have success this season, we're going to have to beat teams like the Lakers, like the Nuggets. You know what I'm saying? Like those teams that could definitely work in the post. Guys like Anthony Davis, guys like Nikola Jokic. We have to contend with those types of players. And if we have no answer in the post, then it's gonna get bad. And that's a team. They really wasn't hitting their threes too. Just imagine if we had the combination of them shooting like 36, 37% from three plus those prolific numbers in the post. It's a recipe for success. It was a steady diet and consistent diet of post play. They had no answer for it. The fact that Jason Kidd really didn't do much to contest it was definitely surprising to me. That's something that we got to monitor going forward. Hopefully, Derek Lively could come back. We just get things going because we're off to a great start, 6-2. We're like second in the West. I feel like this could be a great season for us, but we definitely got some holes to fill up. Kyrie had 22 points. Luka Doncic had a good game as usual. My only gripe with Luka, I feel like it's just starting to get to the point where he's looking for the foul like way too much, way too much. It's like if he doesn't get the foul, then it's like he kind of like a days ago a little bit. He may be slow to get back on defense. He's not interested in getting back on defense, and it creating these 4-on-5 situations that I'm just not a fan of. Luka is so prolific offensively on defense. it's like little to no effort at all, respectfully, because I love Luca. But those facts are the facts. He's not interested in playing defense. And defense is all effort more than skill, in my opinion. It's you definitely be skilled at playing defense, but I feel like it's a lot of effort involved too. So we need we need players that can pick up the effort, because Kyrie, not Kyrie, but Luka is gonna like he's gonna give it all on offense. That's his bread and butter. That's what he does. That's how he makes his money. We definitely have holes, and I just feel like our good 3-point shooting is just it couldn't contest with the prolific post play that they had on display last night. You know, um, we had some decent spots. Derrick Jones Jr. He had 15 points in the starting lineup. I believe we had 4 players in double digits. Tim Hardaway, he had a decent game, 17 points. Luke had 31. Kyrie had 22. Derrick Jones Jr. had 15. The problem was they had 6 players in double figures. We had 4, so it's like they had a lot more scoring than we did. It was a lot more. You definitely felt like the togetherness with the Raptors. At times, it felt like we had struggled to put together buckets, and they ran up the lead on us. And I felt like once they really got the lead, and once they found that formula for success, and Pascal Siakam and going to the post, I feel like the game was over. We couldn't really contest it, and our good 3-point shooting, it wasn't gonna overcome it because it's spotty. Another thing I noticed too, like Luka Doncic, Tim Hardaway Jr., we took some ill-advised threes in the game too. And it's like you're playing right into the hands of the defense. We couldn't generate a good flowing offense at times. And they had the perfect recipe against us. We don't play good against these tall teams. Guys with like tall forwards to the center's position. Like we don't really play red against those type of teams. Those teams are normally like it's a bad matchup. And this Toronto Raptors team, they're a very feisty team. I actually like what they have going on. They got the perfect point guard. They got the youngster coming up with Scotty Barnes, veteran defender score. OG Anunoby got Pascal Siakam. They got players over there, man. That's a dope team. I don't really know how much success they have, but I like that team for sure. But back to the Mavericks, though, I got to see how we contest these points in the paint and this defense, man. We definitely have some things we got to work on. But like my big broadcast said, it's a long season, so we're gonna ride with that for as long as we can, man. Silent Story Podcast. We out. We'll be covering the second round, or the second game of the in season tournament. We play the Clippers tomorrow, so I'll definitely be in having my notes. Man, y'all have a blessed night. Peace.